Hello, I am Mona Mehas. I am a poet. I also write a little fiction, and I'm editor for Cicada Song Press. And this is the first book that we put out in 2024, I believe it was. Lost at 27 Musicians, Artists, Mortals. I'm going to read a few poems from this. The first one is in the introduction section. It is called The Club. Did you read the fine print before you signed on the dotted line? Did the devil whisper in your ear with his hot breath that you could have fame and fortune, whatever your heart desired? Did you even consider the price might be addiction, depression, and it could all be taken away at the height of your success? Did you imagine you would become a member of the 27 Club? That was written by Janet Knuth. This book talks about the different celebrities, members of the so called 27 Club. It is musicians, actors, artists who died at the age of 27. I'm going to read what I think is one of the most beautiful poems in the book. Not the most, but really up there. It is by Rhonda Mellinson. It is titled On the Process of Metamorphosis for Brian Jones. In a world full of beetles, you must become a cockroach, louder, dirtier, a pest in the ointment of respectability. If you're a boy aiming to be a rock star, it means sanding down the veneer of middle class shine, aiming not to be seen as polite, charming, gifted. Your gifts instead, passion, audacious, exotic, music injected with layers upon gilded layers of strings, shots of whimsy, moody, then pretty, then surreal again. This your giftedness. A clean cut blues man metamorphosis into Baroque prince. Darkness, a defining feature for craftsman and the drunkard. You have been both. Till you become a butterfly, turning on the wheel of fewer choices. The consequences may have been the same. After you died, your bandmates at a concert in Hyde Park released white butterflies, little ghosts of you, haunting, fully realized as pure. This next poem was written by our publisher, Johanna Haas. It is called 19th Century Fusion Beats, another one of my favorites. Alexander Levy created fusion music, and the youth of Sao Paulo danced. He entwined classical music with Brazilian folk songs, and the youth of Sao Paulo danced. The rhythms of folk and dance became his rhythms, and the youth of Sao Paulo danced. He played tango brasileiro on piano, and the youth of Brazil danced. He died too young at the age of 27, and the youth of Sao Paulo mourned. His city created a prestigious award in his name, and the youth of Sao Paulo danced. His music lives on in the streets of Brazil and beyond, and the youth of the world dance. I love the lyrical aspect of that poem. Here's one I wrote. Jim Morrison was one of my favorites. This is called Erotic Erratic Jim. IQ of 149, dark lizard poetic genius, you sang your way into my mind. Some perceived you as a menace. Dark lizard poetic genius, picked up spirits on the highway. Some perceived you as a menace until the day you went away. Picked up spirits on the highway, danced in tight leather pants, until the day you went away, found a higher visionary trance. Danced in tight leather pants, rimbaud floating through your brain, found a higher visionary trance, your appetites uncontained. Rimbaud floating through your brain, misunderstood, turned on a dime, your appetites uncontained, subdued perceptions of your time. Misunderstood, turned on a dime, your career took a dive, subdued perceptions of your time, you could not get out alive. Your career took a dive, you sang your way into my mind, you could not get out alive. IQ of 149. Here's another one I wrote. Alan Wilson was harmonica player extraordinaire, guitarist, and a singer for the 60s band called Canned Heat. He wore Coke bottle glasses with very thick lenses. Blind Al Wilson. Born on the 4th of July, Alan protested the moon landing, a pollutant to our Mother Earth. His National Merit Scholarship wasn't the education he had in mind. He was more interested in studying the greats, Muddy, Little Walter, John Lee, Skip. Alan absorbed their talents, sometimes washing away the anxiety, the depression, the despair in his gut. Alan helped revive Son's career, teaching House his songs, playing the guitar, blues harmonica, sweet tunes won him accolades, but still he ached to cleanse. Communication with trees, sentient beings. Alan discovered two species, raised money for charity. Insomnia ruled his obsessive brain. Sleep became the enemy. Isolation from friends, even on stage. Sleeping outdoors with Reds. In and out of hospitals, bands, musicians, constantly changing. He kept it all deep inside. 14 months after Brian, 2 weeks before Jimmy, 4 weeks before Janice, 10 months before Jim, the best blues harp player was gone, with 4 pills left in his pocket. This is one by Faith Canwright. It is The Gits Girl. Her music made our bones beat, breathing soul-fed punk. From the depths her low voice rose, our psyche peeled the grunge. Then he raped her, and he beat her, and he left her in the street. Her sound was ripped and bitten, the silence pounds in our ears. Hushed, extinguished, strangled. There is no justice. And this one is from another poetry editor, Adrian Stevenson. Dangerous time of life, no longer a child, but not fully formed, ideas still wild. Crazed in a purple haze, dyed in cosmic blues, steeped in Blake's doubtful innocence. The watchtower fell down. Bobby McGee left town. Your friends all took fright. End of the night. That is in the ending section. It's kind of like an epilogue to the book. There is one that I wanted to read and I didn't know if I'd have time. So here goes. Your Sorrow Showed by Mark Allen. This is about Pete Ham. You and Tom Evans wrote a song that lives on today, a ballad for the ages, some people would say. More can sing a few words than recognize your name. Even fewer will know your story with its pain. Hopefully, very few make the choice you made. I wish that someone who saw the sorrow in your eyes would have known just how deep the hurt had burned, for suicide to be the only course you felt you had left, preceding your bandmate Tom Evans in that death. If you knew your future legacy, would you change your mind? You accomplished so much with the band Badfinger, but in your lifetime that success was barren in reward. To do the quality of work you did and still end up broke, unable to provide for the loved ones, you, including sad. Thank you very much for allowing me to read and listening to me read.